Amanda and I make custom bullet journals. Today we are celebrating 100 subscribers, and to celebrate, I'm going to do a little review about all the supplies I use for my personal one and for custom journals as well. So keep watching. You're going to see lots of different products, lots of things that I use that many other creators use as well. And I'll give you my honest opinion on each and everything I use, including the stuff that I don't really like, that I bought and spent money on, but don't enjoy it at all. So let's get started. First and foremost, my favorite bullet journal this year is the Archer and Olive journal. So this is the one I'm using currently, and I have another one here for the other half of the year. And this is because I do a lot of different spreads, so I often use the whole journal, and I need two for the whole year. So this is the second one for this year. So I'm really enjoying using the Archer and Olive this year. The pages are really thick. They're 160 GSM, meaning like there's not ghosting, there's no bleeding through the pages, so they are really thick pages, and that's what I really like. And also there's 160 pages in each journal too. Anyway, they're one of my favorite journals. It's what I'm using this year. For custom journals, I use the Artist Loft's Level 2 journal, and these ones are fairly good for the price you pay for them. The pages are fairly thick. They're not as thick as the Archer and Olive, but they're good. They're still a good quality. And the reason why I use them for custom journals instead of like Archer and Olive, for example, is because the price range is reasonable, as well as they're easily attainable for me. So I can just head on over to Michael's craft store and grab one of these, whereas the Archer and Olive take probably a month to get to me in Canada. So that's what I use for custom journals. My main marker that I use is Tombow Dual Brush Pens. Now, I just got the 108 package of Tombows, which I'm super excited about. You can see some of the swatches over on my TikTok, but these, I absolutely love them. I just really like them. I love the colors, all the different colors that they come in, and I like how there's the brush end, but also there's a fine point end at the other side, and I use both when I'm doing the journals. But this is the marker I use the most when I'm journaling, whether it be in my personal one or in my custom journals. But I love the color range. Yeah, so I really enjoy these markers, and that's one of the reasons why I splurged a little bit and bought the whole package. The next marker that I use quite often are the Crayola Supertips. I bought the 100 package, and they also come in a nice variety of colors. Sometimes they can dry out fairly quickly, so I always make sure my cap's on really tight, but I really enjoy these. If you have thinner paper for your journal, these tend to bleed through more than the Tombows. But again, if you have thick paper, these won't bleed through, they won't ghost. And yeah, so the Crayola Supertips are my second pick for markers. I also bought these Crayola brush markers, which I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised with. I haven't used them as much yet because they're still pretty new, but this is what they look like outside of the box. And here is the brush part, and then there's also the fine part. The thing I don't like about these is that each end is a different color. So these aren't the same color. This is a different color than this one. So this one is teal and this is blue-green. So you don't get the brush and fine tip as the same color, which is something I'm not too fond about, but I love the control that you have with the brush tip on these Crayola markers. It's not too flimsy, so it's a little bit harder. So you have better control over the brush part of it when you're doing calligraphy. Another marker I use quite often are the Mildliner Highlighters. I don't usually use them as highlighters as much. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends, because sometimes these things smudge when I'm highlighting over it. So I have both the highlighter version, so it has a highlight and a fine point at the other end. And then I also have the brush tip version, which I really like for coloring. The brush tip and then the finer point, which is even finer than this one, the highlighter version. I really like these for coloring. I often use it for like my year in pixels and stuff. Sometimes I use it for highlighting, but I try to use it more for coloring just because of the it like smudging when it goes over. So those are another marker I use. And two other markers I have in my collection that I don't use as often, but I still use sometimes if I need like a certain color, because sometimes the shades are different, is like a studio brush pen. And honestly, this is from the dollar store. And like, they're pretty good. And the other end is super fine, super fine. So I really like the super fine part of this. And then I have the Artist Loft brush pens as well. So these are like watercolor dual tip pens, kind of similar to the Tombow ones. So they have the brush end, and then they also have a fine point at the other end. I use these mostly for watercolor. So I also have like a water brush that I kind of use these for like watercolor paintings, but I do sometimes still use it in my journal, not as often though. And honestly, for the price, the dollar store ones are really good. And then these are fairly reasonable compared to the Tombows. Yeah. Okay, now let's move on to some fine liners. My absolute favorite fine liner right now is the Pigma Micron. This is the the 03 right here. It's very fine. I have all the different sizes, so I have thicker ones and thinner ones. My second favorite would be the Sharpie Fineliner Pen. It's probably about 0.5, I would say, as the tip. I can't remember if it said on the package or not, but I think it's 0.5. I like this one as well. This one's a very reasonably priced option. Papermate. I love my Papermate Flair pens. The only thing about these is if you don't have thick paper, they do bleed through. But I really like these types of pens. This one's the medium, so it's a little bit thicker. I don't use them as often. I really use these, and I also use a Sharpie pen, but I still like my Papermate Flair pens. Just beware. It will sometimes bleed through or goes through. I think these are Studio from the dollar store. They're probably 0.3, I would say, tip, maybe 0.5, but these are also pretty good. They come in a lot of colors, just like the Flair pens, and I know Micron also has some different colors, but these ones come in like a large variety of colors. So I don't use this as often either, because I find the Pigma Micron are a little smoother when I'm writing, but I will use the colored ones if I want to do like a colored title or something, or a colored outline. But the Micron ones are a little smoother and on the paper, and I prefer that. Okay, for pens, my favorite pen right now are the Sharpie S Gel Pens. I like how smooth they write. Sometimes though, I find I have to write on an angle for it to be smoother. Sometimes it breaks up and then messes up my printing, and I don't really like that. So, but I still really enjoy, this is the one I use the most. Crayola Take Note pens are surprisingly really good. I stopped using them as much as I used to, but I used to use these all the time. I love how smooth they write, and yeah, they do smudge if you don't let them dry all the way, but I do really like those. Let's move on to the Jelly Rolls. These are not my favorite pens. For me, for some reason, they don't write smoothly. Like, I see videos of people using them and they're writing smoothly, but for me, they don't write smoothly at all, and it's all broken up, and I don't know. I just don't really like the Jelly Rolls. I spent money on these and I regret spending money on these. However, the 10, I think the 10 white jelly roll pen is a lot better than the 05. The 05 like doesn't even work half the time when I want it to. I don't know if it's because it'll work better on darker paper or whatnot, but so I have the 10 size for the white jelly roll marker for when I make mistakes, and that one works a lot better than this one, which is the 05. And I also have another pen that I use. I don't have it with me right now for white, but I'm slowly switching over to the 10 jelly roll for my mistakes because I find that one, for some reason, that one's a little more smoother. I don't know. It's weird. But I have like all the different colors for the jelly rolls, and like I don't use them because I just find that they don't work for me. I don't know. I don't really, yeah. Because I remember I did a custom once with them, and like the lines didn't, they weren't smooth. They like broke up as I was using the pen, and I was like, oh, okay, I have to go over it. And yeah, so jelly rolls are not my favorite, but I still have them. Another thing I use in my journals is washi tape and stickers. So I know a lot of creators also use this. So I get a lot of my washi tape from Amazon. I'm not really sure exactly what stores they're from, but you can get it from Michael's as well. You can get it from Walmart, any craft store. But I have a large collection of washi tape. I need a better sorting system, but here's a little bit of the washi tape I have. I try to have a variety of colors and like just plain washi tape, but also patterned washi tape and themed washi tape. So I have a variety of different washi tape I use. Another thing I use are stickers. I get a lot of my stickers from Michael's. I just kind of use the Happy Planner stickers. There's a lot of stuff in there that are really good for bullet journals. And there's a few people that I will see on like TikTok or that I follow that also make stickers on their Etsy, and there's a few that I have got. I will show you one creator that I've bought stickers from and I am hoping to use very shortly. So it's Bujo with Mal, and she makes these cute little like sticker sheets, and they're perfect for bullet journaling. So I have that, and then Bujo by Larissa also makes stickers for bullet journaling. I haven't ordered from her yet, but I really like her options as well, and they are on Etsy. So that's where I get my stickers, and then my washi tape is mostly from Amazon. I just search washi tape, and whatever comes up, I'm like, oh, I like this, and that's what I use. I hope you enjoyed my little review of the supplies I use for bullet journaling, both my personal and custom journals. If you have any questions, feel free to ask below. Don't forget to subscribe, and also head on over to my TikTok and look at those videos as well. I'm a lot more active over there. I do nightly, daily videos over there. So if you're not following me on TikTok, go do that. But also hello if you're from TikTok and you came on over here. So thank you, and we'll do this again sometime.